prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing from the scene of the crime. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Schwitz to the stand. Mr. Sahwit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. This accent may take some getting used to, whatever I'm going for, I don't even know. Mr. Sahwit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Testimony time. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing from an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally.
In what fucking world does phones work during a blackout?
Backup generator? The phone that Mr. Schwitz used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. What? Perusal.
Yeah, perusal.
Got there in the end. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? More tutorial. Your Honor?
Alright, Wright. This is it. The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. What the fuck did you go to law school for?
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right?
Yes?
Then that witness... blah, 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 blah. Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is it your client really guilty? Or is your client really? I can...
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face.
Alrighty then. Okay.
Open the court record with tab, then point out the contradictions in the testimony.
Witness account. Alright. First thing I'm going to do is... Oh, excuse me. If I remember rightly on this game, it has like 2 arrows pop up. Yeah, it does. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cycle through all of that so then it's all loaded. And then we can just go through it quicker that way.
Okay.
That's something I learned from, I remember doing from before. So I was going door to door, selling suspicions when I saw a man flying from the apartment. Thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open to him. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. And I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I cried with fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in the apartment wasn't working.
Press!
Okay. We'll ask more about this one. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't, right?
That's the
But
only
you
one
said
I
you
remember.
didn't go to the apartment, or did you? Oh, that? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to the nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Ah, right. What time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m.
Time of death, 4 p.m. Not 1 p.m. Shenanigans. You should present that. Ooh, that too. Because both things are wrong.
Oh god, I'm
and,
seeing all sorts of contradictions here.
Yeah, the blackout
But
and
this is the
time.
most obvious one, I'm guessing.
Yeah. How can she be dead if she didn't die till 4 p.m.? Bum, bum, bum.
You found the body at 1 p.m., you're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. How'd you explain this 3-hour gap? I read that really bad. This is trivial! The witness merely forgot the time! After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sahwit, why are you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? What? That was the wrong voice again. Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart.
Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Bring out that blackout, man. Right. You know what to do.
I've got this one. I don't think we even need to... Whoa, we have to listen to it anyway, I think, before it will let us press it.
Yeah.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Oops.
Notice anything suspicious?
It goes in a loop, I forgot about that. The question... See, this is one of the problems with Pheonix Wright, because there is a contradiction there, but you have to pull him up on the right part. Otherwise the game's like, no, you did it wrong, yeah! Probably this, the one where it talks about a tape program.
Yeah. Show that blackout information. Oof, oof.
I pressed the wrong button! Yay, keyboard! A video? Yes, that would explain why the time was wrong. True, true.
Right. I think the problem lies someplace else. Obviously.
We agreed that you heard the... We agreed that you heard the time at the scene then. Yeah, I need to get used to the keyboard controls. Still a little bit over that. Yeah, that's the one, baby.
Yeah.
Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Oh! You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Ah! The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sahwit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Ah! Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sahwit? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That you seem rather... Oh wait, wrong voice. That and you seem rather distraught. Oh! But my apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sahwit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock, I guess that would explain it.
What clock works when there isn't power, you fucking...
The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly.
I think this is where you shove the statue up his ass.
That's one thing I do like on these games that I forgot about, is the way the music gets more stressed the further you get. So which is the statement?
I'd say the murder weapon one.
There's so many things you can pull him up about on here. Or the what one?
Or the clock. Or I would present the statue maybe in the clock sentence. It's the tutorial. I don't think you can completely fuck it up if you try.
I'll press him on it. A table clock? Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Judge, you're an idiot. Oh my... Oh my god. Right. There was a statue. It wasn't a clock.
Yeah, even though it is a clock. Wait, spoilers.
I mean, it is a clock. You can see like the little visual thing there, but let's try this. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are?
A lawyer.
Just answer the question, Mr. Sahwit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all.
Okay, I just gotta drop some real lore in here quick because it hurts me every time.
Hmm?
If they actually did that, that would be a great way for this entire case to just get instantly thrown out. You cannot submit evidence to something else when it's something else. You can't do that.
We're gonna
That
be
is a
saying that a
big
lot.
I'm just want to educate the masses out there that if
This
that
is how-
actually
this is how
happened,
real law
this would be
works.
over. This would be over right now. They just throw it right the fuck out. The game over. Done. Like,
Wouldn't they like? They'd still want to find out who the murderer is, though, even if they're throwing out the evidence.
yeah, but they'd probably start from scratch. Like new lawyers, new evidence, everything. Like they'd go
Oh
over
God.
everything. Yeah. That's why court cases take forever.
That's why court cases take forever. Is silliness like that? Jesus. Ooh. Well, Mr. Wright, that was the wrong voice. It appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Yes.
Yeah. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went in the apartment. Yeah, it's pretty obvious right now, but you are lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there! I would do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sahwit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Wait! What's the meaning of all this? This is all baseless conjecture! Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... That was the wrong voice again. Look, the clock, I heard no, I mean, so it...
To pay, throw.